urgent phone, and it's your daughter. She's frantic, crying, saying she's been in a severe car accident and needs you to wire money for medical fees immediately. Your panic in that moment is absolute. But that baseline changes when the breathing, pausing, panicked voice on the other end of the line is generated by an algorithm. This diagram outlines an actual threat chain from early 2024. Attackers cloned the voices of corporate executives, joined live calls with multinational finance departments, and successfully authorized $25 million in fraudulent wire transfers. They bypassed highly trained corporate teams using nothing but synthesized sound. For these institutions, a familiar voice is no longer sufficient proof of identity. It has become a high-stakes vulnerability. So how do businesses survive this? Look at a case from September 2023 involving a UK construction firm. A scammer cloned the CEO's voice and demanded an urgent £250,000 payment over the phone. The scam failed. The payment was stopped strictly because the company had a policy requiring secondary channel verification, meaning the finance lead had to confirm all large requests through a separate, pre-approved communication method. Corporations have IT compliance departments, mandatory training, and hard-coded transaction holds to enforce those verification rules. In our living rooms, we rely almost entirely on immediate emotional trust. Everyday families are now facing the same enterprise-grade tools used in multi-million-dollar heists, but they're doing it without the corporate protocols designed to catch them. Starting around 2022, government agencies like the FTC tracked a surge in consumer fraud as the technology trickled down to family-targeted scams. This timeline illustrates the trap. Scammers mine your social media videos or podcasts, looking for a few seconds of clean audio. They feed these clips into low-cost AI tools. In seconds, the fragments become a real-time voice clone the attacker controls like a puppet. The barrier to entry for this kind of identity theft has dropped towards zero. Attackers only need the digital exhaust you leave online to build a tool that sounds exactly like you. When the phone rings, the AI allows the attacker to react in real time, answering questions and responding to your tone to keep the conversation moving. To make it convincing, the models are programmed to include artificial hesitations, stutters, and background noise. They mimic the auditory markers of a real emergency to pass your biological security checks. This diagram models cognitive overload. The attacker's goal is to use the urgency of the situation to flood your nervous system with adrenaline, which physically blocks your brain's ability to use the logical verification pathway. The scam succeeds by hijacking your stress response, making critical thinking almost impossible right when you need it most. We have to accept a new baseline for communication. During an emergency request, caller ID and the sound of a loved one's voice can no longer be considered proof of identity. Families need to adopt the same secondary channel verification that saved the UK construction firm. We have to bring corporate zero-trust logic into the home. This logic gate shows how personal two-factor authentication works. Your primary defense is establishing a family code word. Choose a specific, memorable word with your family in person. You must agree to never share it in an email, a text message, or anywhere on social media. If you receive a panicked call demanding money, you fight through the cognitive overload and demand the code word. A real family member will know it instantly. If the voice on the other end hesitates or fails to provide the word, hang up. Then, call your relative back on the verified phone number you have saved in your contacts to confirm they are safe. Artificial intelligence can replicate the pitch, accent, and rhythm of a loved one's speech, but it cannot access a shared offline secret. That specific word stops the scam's momentum and restores control to the listener.